How about this time? Good times, everybody. Welcome to ZSR and another Season 3. There we go, got it this time. Season 3 match between Fireworkspinner and Jasnix. I got Gymnast and Pac-Man Power Ghost who are going to do the talking. I'm going to go track with Vibrant Viola, and I'm going to let them talk since I apparently can't figure out how to make people do that.
All right. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to, I believe this is the second bracket match. Yeah, second bracket match of the Skyward Sword Season 3 Randomizer tournament. So we got Jasnix and Firework going at it here. Should be a fun time. We'll be starting in about a minute. Yeah. I guess, do you have any introductory words, Pac-Man, before we see the runners set off?
Should be an interesting race. It's always great to see these runners play. I like seeing Jasnix play. He's been a long-time player, but it's also good to see from Firework coming back with this 20 as well and putting his hat in the ring.
Yeah, and even though I believe this is, I believe Jasnix is seed number 2, and Firework is seed number 15. I mean, anything is possible. It's rando, so even though Jasnix might be the safe bet, I would not count Firework out just yet. So let's see what happens. Our runners are going to start in a random location in the world, and I imagine they will be immediately reading their Baron hints and seeing what their required dungeons are. We got Earth Temple, Ancient Cistern, and Sandship, and Betrot's House, Laneru Caves, and Volcano Summit are our dead regions.
Earth Temple, Ancient Cistern, and Sandship for the dungeons.
Yep.
So, pretty good, strong hint from Betrot's House. You're not going to collect 13 critical packs this seed, so that's pretty nice, but it's also bad for your pings. So it'd be interesting to see how the runners route the pings in this seed through housing.
Yeah, and it looks like both runners here starting out with killing the Bokoblins to start the quest here, the key please. This is actually interesting because this check is pretty slow, but I mean, if you're right here, you know, why not start things up?
I mean, the most valuable time to collect these long checks is at the start of the seed, because you're going to get the most potential out of whatever item you get if it is a progress item, so it's not necessarily the worst thing.
I think our runners were synced up to the frame on that cutscene. At least from my view on the commentary restream, that both those runners were in the cutscene at the exact same time with each other. But yeah, so we're also starting in Farron, which means that our runners each have the Emerald Tablet as their starting tablet.
Haven't caught the starting item yet.
I believe it was Whip. At least Firework has Whip marked on his tracker, so. And so does Jasnix as well. So yeah, Whip, not really much of a starting item. We do need it for Ancient Cistern, of course, and it's also useful in Sandship, but it doesn't immediately open anything up for us. So also, there's a piece of the Triforce for Firework right there.
Very interesting random placement. Not
yeah,
often we see it placed that early.
Yeah, our runners are going to need to find the Master Sword, as well as the 3 pieces of the Triforce, in addition to beating the 3 required dungeons this seed, and then going to beat the final boss to fully complete the seed. Alright, so Jasnix is checking more of the checks over here that he can't get yet, but always good to know what they are, just for information purposes, see if you have to come back at all. Firework is getting our first Gossip Stone hint, which says that Beetle's shop is on the path to Scaldera. Alright, so we will be having to purchase something from Beetle, maybe a key piece, maybe bomb bag, maybe ruby tablet, lots of possibilities for that still. Looks like Jasnix is going out to do early Lake Floria, so this is a sequence break to both get this statue here, because he's going to have to come back later for Ancient Cistern, and check this Gossip Stone hint, which tells us that Beatrice has a required beetle.
Interesting.
Alright, that's
it's good
pretty
to know
good
that.
information, yeah.
That might be our first logical, distance activator, so... It might suggest that we get scale early on our first visit to Skyloft/Sky too.
Yeah, that's true, because Water Dragon scale is required to get that hint. Alright, we got Firework. I think that was Central Skyloft is on the path to Tantalus?
Yeah,
I saw it said
that's correct.
Tantalus.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Central.
Alright. Yeah, I mean, Central Skyloft is a pretty big hub of locations, so no surprise there. There could be, 6 or 7 different items that could be, so... Yeah, it looks like Firework is going around the sky. There are 3 Gossip Stone hints in the sky, so it's a pretty common play to start out with here to get all your information. I did not... Okay, he's checking it again. Ooh, Amber Tablet is in Ancient Cistern under the lily pad. That is also very good information.
That's logically locked behind that small key, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But I think our runners will be able to get that as soon as they get the Water Dragon scale, because I think that's the only thing blocking them from entering Ancient Cistern at the moment.
Yeah.
Jasnix also took an opportunity to ping the 2 breakable boulder chests in the sky, and I believe the one near Lumpy Pumpkin was pinging. So we might see our runners go get that later, since something important could be there. Or it could just be a gratitude crystal pack for all we know.
Skyloft
Okay.
Village is on the path to AC as well.
Oh,
Interesting.
yeah.
On Fireworks side.
I mean, that basically has to be either scale or claw shots, right? Since we already have whip.
Can it also be a hook beetle requirement though?
Oh, that's true,
That's
yeah.
the boss key chest, so... Who knows what that will be? It's all up in the air. We really just need our check density right now in our main 2 regions, Skyloft, Night Academy, and Central. And then we'll get some good info in regards to path logic.
Yeah, it
So
looks
Firework
like...
going for Bazaar.
Yeah, Firework looks like he's going to tackle Central Skyloft first.
Makes sense, we got that path in.
Let's see, did he talk to... yeah, I'm guessing he talked to... Oh, maybe not. I didn't catch if he talked to Oriel or not.
I'm not sure if he did.
Because it looks like Jasnix is going to go do that on his side so he can set up for Paro's gift. And despite not getting the Beatrice hint, Firework is setting up for Beatrice just because it's not very out of the way at the moment.
It's likely Jasnix will follow in Fireworks' footsteps, although he's going to the village area already,
Yeah.
which is an interesting start to the region.
Oh, I think he wants to immediately go to Waterfall Cave. I see what's happening. Yeah, so Jasnix is doing the dive down to the Waterfall Cave here. Which will basically allow him to go through backwards.
It makes sense if you've already routed in your, Bamboo Island hintstone, because it just makes more convenient routing for Central and then into Upper Academy. So I
Yeah.
actually do like that.
Oh, there's 5 dead crystals.
12 more to go.
Yeah, only 12 more bait pings left.
It's such a favorite. And Beetle Shop. When Beetle Shop is barren, oh my god, I'm popping off, actually.
Yeah, bait wallets and bait crystals. Alright, we got a slingshot.
There's a distance activator.
Yep. So that is access into Beetle's shop, which once again is path to Scaldera, so we know that there's something that's going to be required in there.
Also, Fireworks setting up is it a bit magic file?
Yeah, I'm not sure how much bit we're gonna really see here, because the only dungeon that our runners might do back in time in would be, I think, Earth Temple, right?
Well, there's the Sand Ship, Tennerless Skip. That's
that's
also
true.
a good one.
Yeah.
So that's probably why Fireworks elected to do that. But yes, that's also a good application.
Yeah, so Firework gonna pick up the slingshot here, kind of doing the Firework and Jasnix kind of took reverse paths. I can speak through their Skyloft routing here. Jasnix is gonna end by getting the blue bird feather from Malara, or maybe some other rare treasure if the item's just generic rare treasure. Oh, I see. And then Jasnix is taking the opportunity to sleep till morning so that he can advance the day-night to be able to talk to Beatrice again. Alright, so Jasnix is going to take the opportunity to check Beetle now, and also get Paro's gift. Which Firework is not going to be able to get, because I don't think he talked to Oriel. And it's a piece of the Triforce, right? Now, that is important, but it's not, like... It's not something that's necessary right now.
No. So it's still convenient to leave it at the moment. It's not a cause of concern, at least at the moment.
Alright, we got Jasnix committing arbitrage by buying a 300 value rupee for 50 rupees. That's pretty convenient.
Donks, and for the bottle.
Alright, and Firework found the Ancient Sea Chart, which is an item that's required to access Sand Ship, so... well, actually, this is Upper Skyloft at the Sparn. Oh, this isn't Central Skyloft, so that doesn't resolve our Central Skyloft hint. Okay.
Courage. No useful items? Okay.
Alright, so Ferrari's Courage is not required. We did get the bottle from Beetle, though, but so far that's all we've seen. Oh, there. Okay, there we go.
Okay. The bar. Alright.
That was Ballad of the Goddess.
Ballad. Okay,
yeah.
So we got Fund Ahead access now, as well as the ability to grab Gorko a bit later. If we happen to get a Goddess sword somewhere.
Yeah, so the song that Jasnix got was Ferrari's Courage, which is the green one. It's like Firework opened up that chest hoping to maybe find some money. I imagine Firework is probably delaying Beetle in hopes that he can get 300 rupees, potentially.
Do you think that the slingshot is actually path just because it gave us access to Beetle's shop?
I don't think so, because Beatrice is Sphere 0 and she has Beetle.
Ah,
which
true,
also
actually.
opens up Beetle's shop.
Yeah. No, you're right there. My bad.
Yeah, so Jasnix is pushing the Beatrice check right now, because he knows that there's a beetle on that check, which Firework doesn't know at the moment. But it looks like Firework is going to still push Beatrice anyway, so unbeknownst to him, good decision.
I think it's really hard to orphan Beatrice in these settings. Like, I don't think the value of the hint really comes up very often, and it's just very lucky that it happened to be sort of early accessible. At least
That's true, yeah.
So I find that most of the time it's better to just commit to it or completely outright skip it, but the value from skipping it is so minimal.
Yeah, so far the only item we've actually seen in Beetle's shop was the bottle, which could mean that there's something on Oriel's crystals or Pero's crystals that we are required to get, which is useful for getting to Scaldera. I know that we also had the bow, but I mean, with Slingshot, because to get access to Upper Elden Volcano, you need either the Slingshot or the bow, and we already have the Slingshot, so the bow can't be path for that.
Probably a good idea to resolve that as quick as possible to figure out if bottle's required somewhere.
Yeah.
We haven't really seen much money either this seed so far, which is a bit of a worry.
Yeah, because Firework doesn't know that he can just buy a gold rupee, Beetle 50, because he hasn't been there yet.
I imagine he'll check after his Night Academy clear, but we'll see what he does. Oh, sorry. Rest of Central, sorry. But if he's going to clear Beatrice, he's probably just going to go straight back to Farron with that beetle, so I don't
Yeah,
think
that's true.
anything beetle check-wise, so...
I mean, I don't remember seeing anything in Farron that was beetle locked that we might,
No.
at least immediately, need. Oh, Jasnix doing early Zelda's Closet. So this is a clawshot locked check that Jasnix is getting here, which means that he's gonna return to start afterwards because otherwise he's just locked in here. And Zelda had a dust roll.
And there's that beetle on Fireworks side. Has to get it.
Yep. Let's see, what is... Oh, okay, Firework is going back to Farron. Makes sense. See, because Jasnix has the bottle, looks like he's gonna go push the bottle checks. So he'll be picking up some mushroom spores here, as well as going to give them to Oriel so he can save her bird, and then going to check Arrow in Central Skyloft. And looks like we got Firework continuing with the Kiwi check. I think we'll probably see him... Ooh, digging mitts. Okay, and then Firework there did a peek strategy to peek what the item or behind the lower bombable wall is. And I believe it was just a red rupee, so you can probably just ignore it.
Didn't look required, so...
Alright, so I think the digging mitts on Oriel's crystals there probably resolves the beetle to Scaldera path hint.
Yeah, most likely.
We got another hint on Jasnix's side now. Oh, okay, nice. So, we had a hint saying that the robot in Briggs Award has an unrequired Sanship small key. That's actually pretty nice, because it means that none of the small key checks in Sanship are going to have anything required, and that you don't have to do the brig check either, which basically means that the 3 slowest checks in Sanship are all hinted dead now, which is very good information to know. Oh, okay, and we got a sword in Thunderhead, so Jasnix now has the Goddess Sword. It means that he can do Skyward Strikes. Which conveniently will allow him to get 1 check in the Isle of Songs. And Firework is now doing Early Lake Flurry also, where he's gonna get the hint about Beatrice, which he already knows because he did it. But he'll also be able to check the rupee above Floria Waterfall here, which you need the beetle for. We got a Goddess Plume, which we don't need, but if he really needs to later, he can sell that for money. Actually, I guess the Beatrice hint there does actually tell him that that beetle is logically required, which is information that he didn't technically have just by getting the beetle item from Beatrice.
I mean, when is the beetle not required though? Most of the
Well,
time.
so the hint could have said like possibly required or something. In which case, like all of that would have probably meant that like all of the beetles were like not locked behind each other, basically.
True.
Alright, so I think see, is Firework gonna do Kikwis or no, okay, it looks like he's gonna attempt to go to Deep Woods instead. Pings the 1 chest in Farron, and it does not show up, so that chest is dead. Alright, let's see what's on Pero here, though. Paro's gift, Gust Bellows! Okay. So that opens up 1 check in the Skyloft Village for us.
Which is our other path into the region, so...
Yeah.
Yes, Golden, yes. Yeah, it's likely we're gonna see him rush that as soon as possible, based off the hints that we have.
Yeah, looks like Firework is, Did he ping the... I don't know if he pinged the chest that's over here, but... I guess regardless, he might want the hint anyway.
Yeah, definitely. He's probably looking to get some info.
Alright, so instead of going around the normal way, Firework is going to go and hit the switch to open up the Skyview Temple. Skyview is not a required dungeon, but by hitting the crystal switch, it's going to teleport Link over here so that he doesn't have to go through the area the normal way. Okay, Fledge's Crystals is dead. That is a good hint to have. Means that Firework probably will not have to worry about raising Lanayra mining facility. Oh, okay, and he found a key piece in the Deep Woods. So that is a required item that our runners will have to get since they have to go to Earth Temple. And also, even though I did not see it, Jasnix did indeed get the Water Dragon Scale on Malara, which means that he now has access to complete pretty much all of Ancient Cistern. Technically, there might be some shenanigans involved that, like, potentially require claw shots, but that's most likely not going to be the case here.
Yeah, and we should see a full clear pretty much instantly from Jasnix. He might go into Lake Floria before, though.
Yeah, a valid strategy here would be to go through Lake Floria first, so that you end up at the temple last, just in case there's anything in Lake Floria that you need. But he's attempting to go for Rope Floria here, which is the harder variant of the trick. But yeah, so that's why it took him a few tries to do that. See, Firework is coming back to... Or maybe not coming back to Farron. Looks like he's leaving. Yeah, the big thing right now is that Firework has not gone to Beetle yet. See if he maybe goes there now, or if he has some other plan at the moment.
Looks like he's going to find a head, potentially.
See, I think he might be going to... Yeah, he's going to talk to Oriel.
Fair enough.
I think he's maybe still trying to wait for 300 full rupees, was probably what he was hoping for.
Yeah, just a convenient money routing, but it just hasn't really happened. It's a bit close.
Oh, that's right, yeah, I forgot that in addition to starting with a random tablet, the runners also have random starting statues, so it would make sense to go back in and check if the statue was, like, Great Tree. Also, Jasnix just found Bomb Bag. It's a nice little find right there. In Lake Floria. Not gonna... Actually...
Did we see a ping in Farron Woods? I don't think there was.
Deep Woods had the key piece. So I don't remember seeing Firework ping it, but he did collect it, and that is a pingable item, so... Oh, this is an interesting play from Jasnix, warping to start. And then I guess now going for regular early Lake Floria, using the jump slash. But finding the bomb bag is pretty good. Our runners at least will logically need that for Scaldera. And we have Firework going into Beetle's shop, so he's going to collect his bottle and his Dead Flory's Courage.
Good to get confirmation on that lower bummable wall as well on Jasnix's side.
Yeah. It looks like Jasnix is actually going to complete the Kikwi quest right now. This is an interesting choice, but...
I think he's routing, like, really safe by doing this. Like, I think he's trying to avoid his opponent doing, like, wacky gambles.
Oh, I see, yeah. Because he could route in, like, Deep Woods with this as well. Which we know from Firework's side that he has to go through. I think Fireworks spent. I think Firework wants to go back in and grab the bow, it looks like. But he needs some more rupees first. Because then I'll have to go buy the gold rupee so that he can have enough money to buy the bow. Looks like he's resetting them. I wonder, okay, I think he probably saved before going into Beetle's shop, most likely.
So we could save Scum that money.
Yeah, unfortunately we know that all three things are, I guess because he knows Ferrari's courage is dead, he could just buy the bottle, is maybe what he's thinking. Which would save him 100 rupees. And then he can hope that he finds another bow later. Because there are 3 bows in the item pool. That's not the one bow that our runners could just possibly get. Okay, yeah, so it looks like Firework will be buying the bow. Alright, so Firework now has the bow, which Jasnix selected to skip. Probably hoping that he'll find another one, but also because our runners might have to come back to Beetle later anyway for the 600 rupee item that we don't know what it is yet.
We just don't really need the bow right now. Like, we've got other projectiles that can really do the job unless we need it to do, like, quick shooting.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Firework will save a couple seconds on Coloctos.
That's true.
Because shooting the bow in the second phase of Coloctos is slightly faster than using this. But looks like Firework is now beginning his bottle journey. So he'll be picking up the Digging Mitts, Gust Bellows, and Water Dragon Scale as he goes through with these checks. Ooh, okay. Jasnix is actually going to go up to the Great Tree, which I forgot was in logic because we have Water Dragon Scale and Gust Bellows.
I'm really confused. I feel like why haven't we gone to our dungeon yet on Jasnix's side?
I guess just because Farron is technically full clearable at the moment.
I guess
is maybe the
it's
reason.
a rando routing philosophy. Like, what do you prefer? Do you prefer to push progression, your dungeons, or do you prefer to push the full clear when you can? Like,
yeah, I mean the chest in here is pinging, so might pay off. It could also be gratitude crystals, though.
it could be one of the remaining gratitude crystal packs. Oh, no, it's a sword. Okay,
sword.
okay, Jasnix. Alright. You proved me wrong, alright.
Firework is now going to go through the Thunderhead sequence. He's going to, I believe, get his Sandship Brig hint, as well as pick up a sword and probably go to the Isle of Songs for the one check, I imagine.
I don't know, in scenes like this, when there's a lot of bait pings, I tend to prioritize progression over full clear.
Yeah. Both strategies are definitely valid, but I would probably do the same thing if I were in this situation. I'd be like, oh, alright, we got Water Dragon, Scale, Whip, and Goddess Sword. Let's head to Ancient Cistern.
I think it might be like just heavy logic reading too. That's another factor, potentially.
Jasnix is going to pick up a second bottle here. Oh yeah, he also picked up the Hook Beetle in Lake Floria that I just realized. I saw it at the time, but didn't comment on it because they were talking about the bomb bag, I think. But Jasnix has also finished the Kiwi quest, so let's see if the Kiwi Elder has anything for us here. Silver Rupee!
It was a complete waste of time.
Yeah, Kiwi quest not required. We'll see if Firework decides to do that when he goes back to Farron. Because since only the Master Sword is required, each of our runners can skip one of the swords that's in the pool. So if Firework decides to just completely abandon the rest of Farron, aside from Ancient Cistern and Lake Floria, he could save back that time that Jasnix to do all that.
What is that item?
Is that another bottle? Oh, it's a wallet. Okay.
That's good. We need the wallets if we'll clear the beetle shops. So.
Yeah.
Looks like Jasnix is also going to do the very standard route of Ancient Cistern. Going to do the East Room first. Be interested to see how he routes post the East Room though, since we don't have the claw shots and don't have an easy way of accessing the Vines chest, if it's pinging, that is.
Yeah, I didn't see if it was pinging or not. All I saw was the chest behind the waterfall was pinging. Let's see. Okay, we got another wallet. And he also picked up one of the Ancient Cistern small keys.
As Golden commented, the Vines chest can be 2 small key locked. Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
And it might be expecting you logically to go that way.
Yeah, I mean, our runners are already going to have to logically go to the back room to get the rupee under the lily pad check, so... Doesn't take too much longer from that point to just get the Vines chest without claw shot. But I don't think the Vines chest was pinging. That looked like it was still just pointing at the chest behind the waterfall that Jasnix is going to now. Meanwhile, Firework is cleaning up Malara's house and is going to get his water dragon scale.
Likely to follow Jasnix's footsteps pretty soon with that scale.
Yeah, just immediately warping to start. And Jasnix found a second Ancient Cistern small key. And, yeah, without claw shots, he's gonna have to go through this room the normal way.
Just a little bit slower. Oh, you can make that jump. Okay, I'm stealing that.
Yeah. Strats you don't normally see.
As someone who doesn't run the vanilla game, it's kind of hard to see these things unless I'm watching people who do.
Alright, so
Sure, you
looks
have plenty of insight on that.
looks like Firework is also going to do Great Tree here, so he's going to be picking up a sword and potentially a second bottle if he wants it at the top of the Great Tree. See, our Boko friend has the boss key. I mean, yeah, I don't think there was anywhere else for the boss key to potentially be. Because we know that the rupee under lily pad is the amber tablet. Jasnix getting a little low on health.
Was the whip chest?
I don't think so. I think Jasnix has checked basically everything now.
Yeah, cool.
He's just gonna go to Kaloctos.
I guess he could be preparing for a death warp somewhere, but
Okay, yeah, he was just pinging downwards to make sure that the whip chest wasn't pinging. And looks like Firework picked up his Goddess Longsword. And is now continuing up his trek to the top of the Great Tree.
I don't think the flower key has a nickname, to be honest. Unlike the other boss keys that we have. Was it D?
I mean, we got H for Skyview, D for Earth Temple, Arrow or Backwards 3 or Fallen Over Cactus for
As people like to describe for the
Lunar Mining
man.
Facility.
Yeah.
We got Skull Emoji for Sandship and Q for Fire Sanctuary.
Oh, gee. I haven't heard that one before. Interesting.
Firework trying to pick up the gold rupee here. Accidentally cancels the beetle a little bit early, though, so doesn't quite get it. Meanwhile, Jasnix is fighting Kaloctos, does the one-cycle strategy for Phase 1. So it looks like Firework will be skipping the Kikwi Elder here, which is going to save him some time. And it also looks like he's going through Farron forwards, so that he doesn't have to do early Lake Floria again. Or goes through Floria forwards, excuse me.
That should be a kill on Collectos.
Yep. So Jasnix will get 2 more item checks here, one from the heart container and one for finishing the dungeon. See if either of those are useful. And he also picked up the amber tablet earlier in the dungeon, which was the big thing.
So I feel like we're not gonna see Jasnix and not go to Lanayru unless we get something like Ruby Tablet.
Yeah, that would certainly be an interesting choice. Which one are you gonna do first? Alright, and Firework picking up his hook beetle. And Bomb Bag as he makes his way through Lake Floria. Yeah, just a couple of heart pieces at the end of Ancient Cistern, so I imagine Jasnix will be, as Pac mentioned, heading straight to Lanayru after this.
So depending on his starting spawn, we could see some interesting routing.
Yeah, I was going to ask, where do you think we're going to start? Because we do have C chart, so if we start in Sandsea, Jasnix might actually have to go back out and get the bow.
Yeah, I think we'll start in Sandsea. I'm just gonna gamble that.
Yeah, because we have 4 statues in Sandsea that we could potentially start at. So it's definitely a possibility. But looks like we will be starting at the West Desert statue, so not in Sandsea. And that also means that to get to Sandsea, our runners are going to have to find both Clawshots and Cave's Key.
I much prefer the scenarios where you spawn in Sandsea over when they remain, because you can at least skip the claw shots requirement for tricks to get to the other side of Lanayru. A bit slow to do though.
That's true.
Though I don't think I've seen anyone skip the claw shot requirement yet. I don't think there's been a good seed to do it yet. It seems pretty rare to even consider the option.
So Jasnix here getting the Rescue Caged Robot check. Pretty much the one check you can't ping here in the main desert area. And then we do have Hook Beetle, so we will be able to fully clear out Fire Node, if that's necessary. Oh yeah, and the runners are also going to have to do Temple of Time skip here, with some break sliding, as we see on Jasnix's side. Very good, though, gets it first try.
Very nice, very nice. Any of the claw shot checks being here?
I believe the one near Fire Node was. Yes.
Okay.
Which is... like, technically there's an out-of-logic way to get it, but, like, I don't think it's really worth it.
Did the bush teleport?
Yeah.
I did
some,
learn that recently. Sorry, you go.
No, yeah. How long does it take to do that?
It's quite a while, because depending on the setup, you have to take the bush from, like, the lightning node area, and then bring it to the fire node area, drop it near the chest, and then go back to the lightning node area, and then use, like, the ramp up there to like warp over. It's much longer than the other shot one, which is Sand Oasis with the push teleport, because I think there's only 2 applications of push teleport, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, because then the one near lightning node you can just get with a bit warp.
Yeah. It's definitely the slowest of the 3 claw shot checks.
So Firework does have to be careful here. He only has 1 heart. It looks like he's gonna be. Oh yeah, he's gonna be safe and cut the spider web from over here. But the back of Fire Node is pinging, and it's Nehru's Wisdom, which I don't think was holding anything. So Nehru's Wisdom, also Dead Trial. Followed by another wallet, so Jasnix now has enough rupees to check the rest of Beetle's shop, and the ruby tablet. Oh.
Interesting.
And a 3rd bottle.
I mean, I feel like you just go straight to Elden here.
Yeah, if there's nothing in Lightning Node, then there's not really much else to do in the desert anyway.
No. Because he's ending at Lightning Node, there's no real point of doing, like, Backwards Mines, for example. It's just going to be a bit slow.
Yeah.
It's also one of the most best tech density areas in the game, so, like, why would you not go there?
Alright, Firework picking up his Amber Tablet. And, I mean, I guess if he really wanted to, he could Death Warp here, and it would, I think, be faster. But don't know if that's quite on his mind.
Probably marginally faster. It depends on your air gauge going into it.
Yeah. Let's see, where's Firework going now? But he's just... Oh, okay, I see. He's doing east side last. And Jasnix picking up the Fire Shield earrings. Probably not going to be too useful since Fire Sanctuary is not a required dungeon and Volcano Summit was dead. So the only base has something. It's like Firework is ignoring the wallet that is in this room. Or is he going back for it? Okay, I think he's going back for it.
Did either of our runners check past 300?
No. So we don't know what 600 is, but it looks like Jasnix is going to go find out now. Okay, now Firework's taking the Death Warp. And looks like Jasnix will also be purchasing the bow. Just because, you know, he's here, he has the money. Why not just make sure he has one?
It also isn't going to lock him out of collecting the rest of Beetle's shop, so no reason why not to. Sorry, no reason not to grab it.
Like, I think at this point the central Skyloft path has to have been the Gust Bellows, which locked the Water Dragon scale, which locked pretty much everything else in the seed.
Yeah. Still don't really have a lot of information post the path hints though. Like we don't have like Caves Key, we don't have Claw Shots, we don't have Harp, like we don't have a few swords and Force. So we're still waiting on a lot of items here.
Yeah, so the sequence for the Gust Bellows was Bottle to Gust Bellows, which then led to Water Dragon Scale. Digging Mitts was also behind Bottle, but not behind Gust Bellows. It was the other, essentially, reward for doing the bottle checks. It looks like an Elden Jasnix is starting here at the temple entrance statue, which is convenient. Immediately finds another adventure pouch that he doesn't need.
Collect another hint here.
Alright, well. Chested Skirva is confirmed dead, but we kind of already knew that from the not required Sandship small key. Well, so wasn't the central Skyloft hint for Tantalus?
Yes.
Yeah, so central Skyloft was path to Tantalus. And then Skyloft Village was path to Kalaktos, which was the Water Dragon scale on Melara. Oh, looks like Jasnix is... Oh, okay, there he goes. He got the Boko out of bounds hit to skip having to go around the normal way, which is faster if you don't have claw shots. Let's go, more gratitude crystals.
Even better, it's on 4th dig.
Gratitude crystals, because I think he also collected the one in Zelda's room. So the 3 path hints were Central Skyloft to Tantalus, Skyloft Village to Kalaktos, and Beetle's Shop to Scaldera. At least those are the ones that we've seen so far. And the Skyloft Village one was just Water Dragon scale. The Central Skyloft one is probably Gust Bellows to Water Dragon scale to Amber Tablet, I imagine. Alright, Jasnix found his Lanayru Caves key on the Volcano Ascent chest. That'll be important for getting the Sandship.
I do wonder where it's going to place the Triforce hint.
Yeah, because we haven't seen the Triforce hint yet. I mean, it could be for one of the ones we've already found, also.
That's true.
Was that hint for the Life Tree fruit? Check. I didn't quite see it. It was something that I don't think was required. I think Jasnix found a beetle's insect cage, which I don't think is on the tracker, but it's basically just a fetch quest item.
The hintstone of Frill Digger was Chest and Shack.
Oh, Chest and Shack. Okay. Looks like we do have some more pings in Eldon here, though, as we saw on Jasnix's side. So the chest in this room and the chest behind the crawl space are each going to have something. Oh boy, Quick Beetle! Oh, and instantly using Quick Beetle to pick up that item, that's actually kind of smart. And then Jasnix will be on his way to Boko base here to get the one possible check from Platts, probably ping the rest of Boko base, or not, and just immediately leave. Alright.
He's thinking about other things. Well, there wasn't a Baron for it, surely.
No, there wasn't. I mean, if it was Baron, he wouldn't have gone in there at all, I don't think.
Exactly. He's just probably misremembered. I know I've done that plenty of times. I've gone in there and just forgotten to ping because I'm focusing on clearing Eldon or...
Oh, alright. There's our last key piece. So Jasnix now has access to Earth Temple. He's also going to check the rupees above Magma Turf here, which I believe are just vanilla. One blue rupee and one red rupee.
Crazy. So it's likely we'll see Magma Turf clear, and then Jasnix will probably just rush his dungeon.
And meanwhile, Firework doing Temple of Time skip here. Unfortunately, doesn't quite make it to the end, so he has to retry it. This is definitely like the hardest break slide trick in Rando, I would say, that the runners might have to sometimes do. It's usually not necessary, because if you have claw shots, you can just claw shot over the wall, but without claw shots, gotta do it like this. Also, Jasnix just picked up Spiral Charge, and he does know that one of the Spiral Charge rocks is pink, so that could be necessary for something. Yeah, Fireworks still not quite getting the distance he needs. Let's see, he's going back now. I think he might try to... No, okay, he's going back for it. I was thinking he might think of, like, maybe doing the bit warp to get to the other side. Because that would also give him the pinging chest that's outside of Lightning Node, which normally requires claw shot access. And yeah, Jasnix over here immediately going back out to check Spiral Charge Rock here, which makes sense because then he can just fly back into Eldon and go to the top of the temple. Baby Rattle! Alright, more fetch quest items, let's go.
Not the most useful item at the moment.
Yeah. I imagine the progression that we need is in Earth Temple. The only other place I can think of is, like, technically the Isle of Song's Goddess Longsword chest, or check, is open right now as well.
For the most part, the seed's been very closed, very linear. Hasn't really been much, like, deviate. Well, there's not many places where you can deviate your path, really.
Yeah. Okay, so now it looks like I think Firework is gonna go for the bit warp, using the statue that's at the entrance to main desert here.
Potentially could be huge for Firework, because when is Jasnix gonna elect to come back here?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, but I guess the statue is quite close to the check, so, and he's gonna have to go this way to get to Zenship anyway.
Yeah. Oh, no, looks like Firework is going into mine.
He's doing backwards mines. He's gonna skip the logical requirement. I was gonna try to skip the logical requirement of claws in this instance, since we didn't spawn at Lanayru Mines. Be a little finicky to get the bomb in the right position to hit it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he missed the bomb there.
Yeah, so Jasnix and Earth Temple, there were a couple of pings that he saw going through. We'll see what those are. The double Azalfos fight was nothing, but you have to do that fight if you want to get this next check right here, which is also essentially nothing. Because Jasnix does not need money anymore for the rest of this seed. Okay, it looks like he'll be going around Earth Temple the intended way. Or, oh no, maybe not. It's just blowing up the wall to check the neck of the dragon here.
What is faster when you have the hook? No, sorry, the quick beetle.
Bottle number 4.
I've heard two differing opinions that it's faster and it's slower to go the normal way with quick beetle. Instead of doing the RBM.
Yeah, I want to say it's like probably pretty comparable if like if the chest by the single Azalfos is pinging and you have like and like the chests on the other side of the dungeon aren't pinging or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, now Jasnix is doing our first instance of bit here in the run, where we are going to be doing a reverse bit magic instance to raise the bridge to the last part of Earth Temple instead of going around with the boulder. He has to be careful not to go out off of the actual splash screen here, because if he does that, then he can't do the RBM, because you have to enter into the Academy here on the splash screen if you don't have a corrupt file. And we'll see if raising Linear Mining Facility... Oh, okay. The chest above Linear Mining Facility is pinging. And we're also getting a save from Firework. No, I guess maybe he just wants to refill health.
He might chain it into the bit warp.
Well, he just did the bit warp.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Yeah,
Focus on
the
Jasnix.
chest. Look, he's doing something back in time related, but the chest near Lightning Node was just gratitude crystals, unfortunately. Yeah, curious to see what Firework is doing here. He already raised Linear Mining Facility and did the bit warp, so. Oh, and there's Claw Shots, the West Room of Earth Temple.
So that'll give him access to his final dungeon on Jasnix's side.
Oh, it looks like
Oh,
Firework is gonna break into the Lanayru trial, I think.
that is an interesting gamble. I love gambling in SSR, and this is quite the gamble.
Yeah, unfortunately for us, we know that this is not going to lead to anything because Jasnix got Nehru's
Already
wisdom.
got it, yeah. So,
and also,
unfortunately, it will be time loss. Yes.
Speaking of songs, he just found the last part of the Song of the Hero, which also is a trial that contains no items.
Our trial enjoys being left behind, it seems.
Yeah.
We still got that one though in Elden.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine Firework is probably feeling pretty behind right now, which might be why he's doing this gamble. Because from his perspective, right, he doesn't have Nehru's wisdom or the harp, so this is something that like is obviously very out of logic at the moment.
I mean, I feel like if, at least in Fireworks scenario, if I was reading Jasnix, I feel like Jasnix probably wouldn't do it unless he found the trial hint and got like hinted something, but then also didn't have the harp. So like he might be playing off the fact that there is something in there, but harp is really late in logic.
Yeah, that's probably the hope.
And like the fact that we haven't seen a Triforce hint, I don't know, maybe that's another thing that's pushing him to it as well.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. It's really tough to gamble such a long sequence, because this is definitely the longest one out of all 4 trials to enter.
Since it requires 2 separate back-in-time sequences.
Yeah. That should be good.
Yep, looks good to me.
As long
I
as
imagine he'll probably go in and out of Lightning Node.
Oh, okay, because he hasn't.
Yeah.
He hasn't opened that. Oh, okay, that's a free commit. Cool. The 2 big commits for that trick are like the rocks that with the time shift stone, and then also lightning node. But I'm not really sure some other commits outside those 2.
I believe you can also talk to one of the robots, or like one of the robots near the node.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yep, cool. I'll add that to the arsenal.
Yeah, Firework does have to be careful here because he, again, only has 1 heart. Oh, now he has 2.
Also, nice clear on Jasnix's side, finishing up Skuldera.
Yep, he's gonna now get the checks for the heart container and beating the dungeon.
And another sword on that heart container.
Alright, that gives us Goddess White Sword on Jasnix's side. Meanwhile, Firework finding his Fire Shield earrings, confirming that there's no more pings in Lightning Node, and is now gonna do the Death Warp. Unfortunately, was a bit quick there for the invincibility frames, which is why he didn't die on that previous hit. And Jasnix found another wallet. All right, and now we get to see the Lineru trial. So the trials in these settings, the reward that you get from each of them is randomized, and there are also 3 randomized treasures in the trial that the players can find, which are going to be highlighted in a different color compared to the regular tiers. So in the Lineru trial here, the tiers are yellow and the randomized items are green with the light pillars that are above them. Let's see. So it looks like Firework will probably grab all the tiers as well. The positions of the tiers themselves are not randomized, so you can just go through the trial like you normally would without having to, like, do on-the-fly routing about where the tiers are. Also, Jasnix, finishing up an Isle of Songs here, gets an adventure pouch and 5 gratitude crystals, so... Unfortunately, didn't really get anything of value out of that, but always good to full clear it.
I mean, it was on the way to Lineru, so it's not a bad thing to grab quickly.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's likely his next point. He's gonna head. Though a question does come up: does he push for Sandship right away, or does he go and clear a bit of Sandsea or other checks along the way too?
Yeah, that is a good question, because right now Jasnix only needs 1 more sword, 1 more piece of the Triforce, and the Goddess Harp. I think it probably makes the most sense to do Sandship right away. Since...
Especially because of the information that we know about the dungeon, like the boss key isn't locked behind the 2 small keys, so
right.
we're likely gonna either full clear the rest of Sandship or leave treasure room behind.
Oh, and there's his last sword.
Oh boy.
Yeah, before that, Jasnix is also going to go and check the pinging checks that required claw shots here in Lineru Desert. We know that this next one he's going to get is going to be the Gratitude Crystals, but it looks like he's also raising LMF, which Firework did earlier, and I thought the chest on top was pinging, but Firework didn't go and get it. But I guess probably because he was going to route it in after doing the trial, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Jasnix on his way to 30 total gratitude crystals right here.
That's actually convenient in the case that he does find these last few go mode items, because he can do the bit sequence for Tennis Skip.
That's also true, yeah. Well, actually, he didn't make a bit save file, so... Or a bit magic file on Skyloft, so I don't think he'd be able to open up the door to Betrot's house. Unless he went out of his way to make one. Looks like he's also trying to do a claw shot here that I was not aware was possible. And there it goes, I guess.
Guess you have to line it up with the edge and then on the same face of the wall.
Oh, and there's the harp. Okay.
Okay.
So, wait, is that everything, or was there one more thing that I'm forgetting?
He's got one more Triforce
Oh,
left,
one more
and then he's gonna
Triforce. Yeah, that's right. Colin's letter. All right, third fetch quest item. So I think Jasnix now has all 3 fetch quest items. You got Baby Rattle, Colin's letter, and Beetle's insect cage.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Firework, unfortunately, has learned that there is nothing in the Lanayru trial.
And he's probably going to be very disappointed when he finds the harp is literally right here, but...
Yeah, when he finds that both the harp and Nehru's wisdom are here in the desert. Because harp is here and Nehru's wisdom is in Fire Node. And that Nehru's wisdom tells you there's nothing in the trial.
I mean, I respect it. I respect the gamble.
Yeah, the gamble is pretty respectable. Let's see, Jasnix got a duplicate hint there for Fledge's crystals that we already knew about. We know that Linear Caves is dead, so Gorko's not going to give him anything useful. And, convenient hint that the Linear Gorge dig spot is dead.
So it looks like a Triforce hint, I think, is on the waterfall, or it's in Volcano Summit.
Yeah, I think those are the only hint stones left that it could be on. Or if it's in the Elden trial, it'll be on the Din's Power hint.
Yeah, true. Yep. I guess, how many sometimes hints do we have that aren't always? We could figure that out based off how many sometimes we have.
I think there are only 2 always hints. I know that.
Yeah,
I know that
Fledge
and Chest and Shack. Yeah, I don't know how many sometimes hints there are.
Normally you get 6 generated as long as your harp isn't in like a Triforce or whatever. But I assume it is always going to hint it though, because I think it has to all of the Triforces have to be in like.
Yeah, it has to hint at least one of the Triforces every time somehow.
Yeah. So I think he's guaranteed the hint stone to be a Triforce hint somewhere. But it does propose the question, do you rush the hint stone knowing that, or do you just...
Yeah, that's a good question. Do you wait to... Well, I mean, yeah, because if you rush the hint stone... If you rush the Volcano Summit hint stones, and then you don't get a Triforce hint on either of them, you know it has to be in the trial, and then you can just break into the trial. But, like, if you do rush them right now, and you get a hint that's like, oh yeah, the Triforce is in Sand Ship, and you're like, well, I could have just gone into Sand Ship.
I'm not sure if it has to give you a hint around one that's outside a trial, like, or if it can pick try to generate the Triforce that's in a trial. I don't know how that works.
I don't think it can, because then the trial song would just hint about it.
Yeah. I'm like, it's like, can it? Does it know that one's in a trial, so it hints a different Triforce piece, or?
Oh yeah, because the song hints are generated before the like item location and path hints.
Yeah.
So by that point, it's already hinted. And Firework, unfortunately, learning that if he had done Lanayru in a different order, he wouldn't have had to go into the trial at all. Does find his ruby tablet, though.
Do a bit of calming down a bit, and then go right back into clearing the game. I guess, chat, any gambles where you think the Triforce is going to be?
Zelda's Blessing. It's gonna happen. The hint for the Triforce could also potentially hint like one of the ones we've already found. Like it's not guaranteed to hint like whichever Triforce is like the deepest in logic or anything like that. It could just be like, oh yeah, there's one in Farron Woods, didn't you know? It's Sphere Zero. Oh, Jasnix finding True Master Sword, which that's nice, but not required by any means.
Oh well, it'll be somewhat of a time save in the end game. So we'll soon find out how many pings are in Treasure Room as well. Get some more info on the dungeon.
Firework checking the shed chest there with the pings. Also picking up rupees, even though his wallet is maxed out.
I think he's gonna do the bird's nest trick with Beetle Shop.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that would make sense.
I don't think we've seen this on Restream in a while. There hasn't been many use cases for it. It's pretty rare that it comes up, actually. Because you have to wait a long time for the Beetle Shop to do a route, so it's generally only good timing-wise if you come out of Patrol and then go back to Central.
Yeah.
I think it's best combined with Patrol into Shed Chest into this trick. I think that's how it works, timing-wise. So that should be right.
Yeah.
The rope landed just before the bit of terrain there. Yeah, that's good. You should be able to do that. So we'll see if that pays off.
Yeah, so basically what you can do here is you can just use the Gust Bellows on the pile from here. And then you can use the beetle to collect the item, which is not entirely revealed in this case. It's something small, so it's not like our last Triforce piece or anything. But whatever it is, Firework didn't want it, so it's probably a treasure or something.
Probably blue bird feather, something like that. Or an evil crystal, maybe. I was surprised when I was first playing Rando that no one really thought about using the Beetle Shop to try and get that check early. I posted it in the Discord and everyone was like, what the heck?
Yeah. I don't see. Jasnix finding Tough Beetle. Also finding Din's Power, which does not have anything in the trial, so all the trials are dead. Finds the Squid Carving. And yep, that looks to be about it. And that's pretty much all he's going to have to do here in Sandship. He's not going to have to do any of the other 3 checks because we know that they're dead. It looks like Fireworks stream cut out. I wonder if we'll end up getting that back.
Looks like he has joined us in the interview room. Firework, what's going on?
Do I have to answer that? Not great. I kind of knew that I was falling behind pretty drastically, so as a Hail Mary, I decided to do Lanayru trial before Fire Node, and yeah.
Yeah, and then you found Harp and Nehru's Wisdom.
Nehru's Wisdom.
Nothing in it.
Yeah, that was a bad blow. And then when I was waiting for a beetle shop, I'm like, wait a minute, Central Path's already satisfied. There's probably the beetle on Beatrice, and then I'm like, and then I was like, you might as well just see what we got anyway. So yeah, I was really hoping on a lot of things going my way, and it just did not happen. Doing Temple of Time skip was also very frustrating.
Yeah,
that break slide it's never kind to me. Only that one, like that is the only break slide I ever have troubles with.
Yeah, I mean, it is the hardest one, so that makes sense. So
yeah, and then jumping off stream, looking on restream and seeing that Jasnix is already two dungeons deep, and I'm like, yeah, good choice.
Yeah, Jasnix is currently only missing the last piece of the Triforce.
Yeah, that seems about right. I had a feeling that this would be a very good seed for Jasnix and a very bad one for me, so that's just how it works. I would like to say 5 for 5 on Ancient Cistern being required.
Yeah, I don't think the tournament so far has not had a seed where Ancient Cistern isn't required.
And still no LMF.
Yeah,
and still no LMF. Well, at least this seed you had to raise LMF because the Harp was above there, but yeah.
Yeah, so it's a very weird hit logic, this seed.
Yeah, Jasnix ended up doing Lake Floria early, on the very first spawn in Farron, so he knew about the Beatrice hint before getting it.
Yeah, I didn't decide. I decided not to go for it, so I'm just like, so Beatrice is just a gamble because of the central hint, and I was very happy to receive that required hint, but then I kind of got in my head, and I was like thinking Great Tree maybe. It didn't even, and then when I found the other beetle in Lake Floria, I'm like, okay, so it's a required hook beetle. Lanayru somewhere.
Yeah, I think the required hook beetle was probably
for Harp.
Well, so logically, to get to where so we had Bomb Bag, but yeah, to logically raise Lanayru Mining Facility, you had to go around.
Yeah, it was the logically required Temple of Time. Yeah, which is very unfortunate. That was like the one contingency that I was not really prepared for. Well, not really the one, but yeah. So
yeah, I mean, usually we're not required to do that in rando seeds just because of claw shots, but
yeah, where was claw shots anyway?
Well, so the Ruby Tablet, as you found, was in Fire Node, and then claw shots were in West Room in Earth Temple.
Makes sense. Where's the last key piece then?
It was
I'm
just.
assuming that was also in Elden. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Elden liked a lot, and getting my Elden tablet so late, I was like, there's no coming back from this. But I mean, hey, that's fine. I now look forward to facing you, Pack.
Yeah, our match is decided for the losers bracket, I guess.
Yeah, we're already paired up.
How you feel in your next match then?
I mean, it's now best of 3, so I'm feeling a little more confident I can squeak out 1 win, maybe.
I mean, you have beaten me before. Like, it's not.
I have.
A possibility.
It's not. Also, I will say, in my defense, for how I played the seed, I was up till 4 a.m. last night testing out Skyward Sword Archipelago. So, yeah.
See, that's an understandable reason to be up till 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, I think that you being a bit more exploitive in your play style, doing that gamble, I think that's pretty, like, commendable. Because I know a lot of players don't like to do that. Like, they don't like to make big gambles against...
I've been trying not to do as much gambling, but against Jasnix, I needed to just try anything and everything, hope that something stuck.
to get some sort of execution advantage over him, or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing...
Yeah, you go, sorry.
The one thing I was proud of the seed was my routing of Ancient Cistern, deciding to gamble for behind Waterfall first, and just being able to just quickly go through the east way, just checking the rupee checks.
And combining that with the Death Warp, yep.
And Jasnix has finished up Tantalus here. So we will get to see what's on the heart container and crest checks.
Let's see here. Could we have done Tantalus skip? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. Well, Jasnix didn't make a bit magic file, so he wouldn't have been able to do it anyway. But
yeah, that's fair.
But you could have done Tantalus skip. It was just a heart piece.
Yeah, I think it was last.
Just a downgrade.
Flowhard gambled. Was it last season? I don't remember. I don't remember when he did it, but he gambled heart container being not required and not knowing, and he got soft locked out of finishing the seed because it had a required item. That was a crazy seed, or crazy race anyway. Really hard to gamble. Pushing for Tantalus skip without the knowledge of heart container or in your go scenario.
So I will say I apologize for all y'all who stayed up late to watch this. Sorry, but I do thank you to both of you for commentating and the trackers and restreamers for putting in the late night grind. Although it's not late night for everybody, but I do appreciate it, even if it ended up not being the most entertaining race to watch competitively.
I mean, I was interested.
The seed was interesting, at least.
I thought it was fun to watch.
Especially the gamble, I was popping off. I was like, damn. But then I realized, wait. But then,
but by the time you did that, we already knew that the trial was dead because Jasnix had gotten Ares Wisdom. Also, I think
that looks like a Triforce.
Yeah, that's our last Triforce piece there at Pirates.
All right, well.
Yeah, we got to see a RBM sequence that we pretty much never see, so...
Yeah, true, like one of the longest RBMs that's technically feasible.
Yeah.
Oh, competitively viable, yeah.
Yeah, so Jasnix also taking advantage of the warp to start feature, which is, in this case, definitely the fastest way to get back to the sealed temple here.
Yeah, this was definitely the fastest way. Yeah, TMS, he's going to have a very, very nice time with Horde.
Getting his free Dusk Relic. Definitely very important.
So, Pat, you want to talk about runners' agreements for our race?
You know,
we rush at Pietro's first check.
I mean, it's not my favorite thing to do. Like, I get the memes. I love
Yeah,
memes.
no, I'm just joking. Just so we can conversation as we watch Jasnix go through Horde.
Yeah.
I think you guys should run our agreement to not check Baron regions.
Yeah, maybe. I have
I don't know.
on accident.
Sometimes I get fire shield earrings and I just really want to go to Volcano Summit.
Exactly. Alright, well, let's see if Jasnix gets Horde skip here.
Setup
Done
looks good.
correctly, he'll walk up the shields. Alright, yep, just like that. And he
Textbook.
skips having to go around one of the spirals.
Skipped one of the little more mini boss fights here, I guess. With the Leaper Goblin. We should see one cycle of it's the phase before getting into the like the Great Sword or whatever it is, Demis's Sword or whatever. It's after the initial phase of G3. There's like the
the second phase.
Phase 2 with the stun lock.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shot is fairly easy when you have TMS and have instantaneous Skyward strikes. And Jasnix going for the anxiety-inducing method of clearing the bottom of the board.
And we are joined by Jasnix in the restream. How you doing, Jasnix?
Hey.
GG's, by the way. GG's. Oh, yeah, we haven't seen it yet. Too early to call.
Wait.
Will Jasnix finish?
Either you finished or we have to reschedule because we both DNF'd. That would have been an interesting turn of events. Just get the rare 1 in 20,000 chance of Cosmic Ray crashing your game at Demise.
BC crash at Demise. Yeah. Unfortunately, I do finish the seed. In like.
Oh,
so, sorry,
spoilers.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's canon, as Featherblade says. It's you're talking to us while playing right now. Nice phase 2 on G3. Going into the final phase.
Nice and clean.
I definitely considered doing blindfold Demise, but I don't think I've done it in like over a year, so I was like, no, not. It's probably not the best time to try it.
No, probably not. Oh, interesting.
Alright,
Able
good
to-
first phase.
Yeah. No shield bashes or anything. You just go ham with the sword.
Good old SVA strat. Love that one. I wonder how many
I miss
different-
SBA.
I do too. I miss rerunning this game.
And GG's.
GG's.
The final time of
Jasnix.
1:44:21.
GG's.
Alrighty.
Alright,
Now
Jasnix, how did you feel about the
Alright.
seed?
It was kind of okay. I thought I don't know. I didn't feel I had too many issues with it. I was actually pretty happy with how I was playing. I didn't think I was playing too well, like the seed before this, but this one I actually thought I played pretty happy with how I played. I thought the routing was kind of weird at the beginning, but then like towards the middle, it kind of got a little easier because there weren't a lot of like loose ends.
Yeah, exactly. It was really just constructing the path hints that were the problem in this seed, at least from our perspective.
Yeah, I don't really know what the Beetle to Scaldera path was. I kind of lost track of that one, but the other two kind of made sense, and like there was a cool little like logic reading.
I think it was the bottle.
I think it was the bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think it was bottle.
There's a bottle and a bow, and that
because bottle led to
purge.
Gust Bellows, which like was a bottleneck for everything else in the seed. So I think all of the path hints were referring to the same chain. It was bottle. The Central Skyloft one was Gust Bellows, and the Skyloft Village one was obviously Water Dragon Scale, because you had to do Ancient Cistern before everything else.
Right, yeah. Okay. And yeah, I mean, the other path hints were not that bad, though. Like, I honestly kind of... the entire time I was routing, like, kind of knowing what was going to happen next, because, like, I didn't have a lot of options. Like, I kind of deduced that Gust Bellows was probably on Pero, or it was... like with the patterns, I was like fairly sure of that, and then my routing was kind of weird. Like I felt like I was doing weird things, but I also kind of like knew where everything was with the layout that the game was giving me. So I was like, this is probably. I just made a lot of assumptions, and they kind of ended up being right, which was nice for once.
Yeah.
I will say the weirdest thing of the seed was the Beatrice hint. I don't know. Required beetle for Beatrice. I think it ended up being because you needed it for fire node. But
yeah, you needed it to raise LMF for the harp.
Yeah, you needed it because you needed the Floria Beetle and the Beatrice Beetle to logically get through Temple of Time to go get Ruby Tablet, because claw shots were in Elden.
Yeah.
As well as the rest of the beetles.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I was really not sure about that play because I logically the Amber Tablet. I thought it was gonna be that, but then I got the Floria Beetle and then just got really confused for a little bit. Because I was like, wait a minute, what is this? What is this logic telling me? But also because I also knew about the bow.
You can use the bow to cut the string. Yeah.
Yeah. But that was weird. I remember like that was my early game Skyloft routing felt really awkward because I was trying to like weirdly route in Beatrice, but then also like. I remember I did early Zelda's room. I got like all the way to 9 conversations. I needed to do one more, and then I was like, well, I'll just do early Zelda's room because I'm probably gonna come back to Skyloft anyway. I'll just do early Zelda's room, Firewarp out, get Oriel and Pero, and then go back and finish Beatrice. And it just felt so weird to do, but it ended up working out fine.
It's always gonna feel weird when you have such unique routing, like outside of your normal openers, so I wouldn't be too worried about that, to be honest. And you were trying to follow your progression, so like I wouldn't be annoyed at yourself for it.
I guess the other thing is I think this is the first seed I think I've done of these like ever that I had to do the AC dungeon, not dungeon secret, the under Lily Pad Rupee the normal way. I can't tell you the last time I opened that small key door. It's been a long time, but
usually claw shots the vine clip.
Yeah, it didn't have claw shots or quick beetle.
So that was weird. I remember I like made a trip out to Fairings like if claw shots are here, then this would speed this up a lot, but they ended up not. But yeah, I don't know. I thought the seed ended up being pretty chill. I was pretty happy with how I played, and so it was also pretty fast. Honestly, it didn't end up taking that long because the go modes kind of just fell into place a little bit.
Yeah, they're on a path to progression really, and because of the linear pathing of the tablets, this sort of came out that way. Yeah.
And Ancient Cistern and Earth Temple are both pretty fast dungeons, and we knew that we didn't have to do any of the slow checks in Sandship because of the one hint in Thunderhead.
Yeah, that hint was something. Actually, shout out to the Floria hint too. I went out of my way just to see early Floria really early on, and that actually was like a huge benefit, because otherwise I wouldn't have seen the Beatrice Beetle hint until way later. So that
I just gambled with the Central Skyloft, and I just rushed Beatrice without even seeing the hint.
I mean, that's honestly fair enough.
So yeah, it's gonna be you and Adri for round 2. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I feel like it depends on how I'm playing. Like, I think I know I like usually come out on top when I play against him, and I think if I'm playing well, I don't need to be too worried. So I'm a little nervous, but like, I don't know. I think I've been playing better slowly, like as I get more practice with the settings. So I'm not feeling too worried. I think I can do it.
I will say, after the seed, I definitely have motivation to make your bracket predictions come true. I am. This was. You'll probably watch this seed back. I did terrible this seed. I was trying to throw a Hail Mary, so I decided it'd be a good idea to, after bit warping in Desert, because I couldn't do Temple of Time skip, I decided it'd be a good idea to do Lanayru Silent Realm RBM before going to Fire Node, before getting Harp and going to. It was too long. And once I got the Harp and then Neighbor's Wisdom at the back of Fire Node, that was pretty much the final nail in the coffin. It was funny, but
I respect it though. I did a seed earlier today, and then the last seed I played before that, I did Skyloft Trial RBW, and it hasn't worked out at either time. But I really want to see some like Hail Mary Trial RBM/RBW like workout. They're so much fun.
I thought I had it when I found there was an extra wallet in there. And I thought, oh, okay, cool. I can get hopefully whatever the path is on Beetle 600. And then I got an extra wallet in Fire Node as well. And I was just like, this seed just did not, nothing went my way. And that's fine. There's always next seed.
I think you're playing Pack. No?
I am playing Pack, yeah.
Ooh.
Yes.
So yeah, definitely gonna be interesting.
That'll be exciting. Yeah, I think I'll be rooting for you, Firework. 'Cause, again, I do need to see my prediction come true.
Unfortunately, I'm going to do everything in my power to destroy your prediction. I've got to destroy this curse of my tournament record in the official seasons, because the last tournament I played, I lost both of my matches. So
I mean, all but 2 predictions have you winning our matchup. So if you win, you break 2 brackets. If I win, I break like 10.
That's true.
So that'll be interesting.
But unless Gymnast or any of you two have anything else to say, I think we're good on our end.
Oh yeah. Just GG's to both of you, and congratulations on your first tournament match.
Yeah.
Sounds like my cue then.
All right.
Thank you both for a fun match to watch. It was definitely interesting and nice tech to see and everything else. Thank you to Jim and Pac-Man for doing the talking, to Viola for helping me track, and to all the viewers for coming out to watch, because, you know, viewers make this work. I'm going to head us over to Marine Mammal Rescue, and we'll get out of here.